£1,162. That is the average amount of money that would come into my bank account after an entire month of slaving away at my 9 to 5. I think you can relate to the feeling of waking up earlier than you want to and just having to be somewhere. You have to go to that job, otherwise you can't provide for your family, you can't buy things, and you're basically screwed if you don't go to this job. So you force yourself. You force yourself to have breakfast, you force yourself to get dressed, and you force yourself to get on that train, walk to that station like I used to do in the rain. It was about a 20-minute walk to the station. And then, I'm sure you've heard this story a million times, I would spend 9 hours at work because my lunch didn't count towards my work hours. I would deal with all the pain and boredom from that. Then I would come back home, walk back, usually in the rain as well. Usually something also went wrong with the train. Come back home, 7, 8 p.m. Do that for an entire month and end up with £1,162. I'm going to tell you right now what it takes for me in my current life to make £1,162. I wake up at 5 a.m. I go downstairs, I make myself a pre-workout meal and a coffee. I go back up, I eat the meal, drink the coffee whilst I read a self-improvement book. Then I go to the gym and I drive past all of the people that are going to the same train station that I used to go to. I'm at the gym for opening time by 6 a.m. I'm usually home from the gym at 8:30 p.m, which is also when I drive past people that go to the train station. Then I chill out until 9 a.m. I go on a few calls, and before 11 a.m, I make £1,162. Obviously, this doesn't happen all of the time every single day, but it happens fairly frequently. Today's topic is quite simple, but there's quite a lot to unpack. And it's that this stuff is easier than a 9 to 5 job. And just from what I just described to you, that should prove it to you. Making money online is so simple that people try to find ways to make it more difficult for themselves. After you make your first $1,000, $2,000, you realize that it was actually a lot easier than you thought. All of those roadmaps that YouTubers give you. My roadmap, there's a YouTuber called William Brown that also does finance videos. His roadmap, some random dropshipping YouTuber's roadmap who's actually had some success with dropshipping. All these roadmaps, they work, but people don't do them because they just don't believe that it's genuinely that simple. Once you achieve your goals, all of those doubts and anxieties you had seem really silly in hindsight. And I'm starting to believe that all of the competition in online business, it's really not even competition, because most people, they don't even want to go for longer than 2 or 3 months before they start getting doubts and move on to the next thing. If you were just the person that kept going for 6 months to a year, even if you're on your own and you have no idea what you're doing, you would start making money as long as you're consistent. The real challenge you have to go through isn't figuring out what work to do, because like I'm saying, every roadmap works. It's more about going through and processing all of these anxieties and doubts and YouTube comments that you've read of people that haven't even achieved it but seem to think that they know everything about it and how difficult it is because they've tried it for 2 months and quit. They want to drag you down. Any business basically breaks down to these 4 steps. The first one is an offer. You need to solve a problem for people because making money is solving problems. Everybody says this. If you've watched one business YouTube video or one business book, read one business book, you would know this. So the first step is the offer. The second step is marketing, telling people about that offer so that, they get interested in it and they want to buy it. The third step is the sale, the process from where they find your marketing, they become interested in it, and sales is the process of converting that person into a customer, getting them to give you the money. And step 4 is fulfillment. Whatever your offer was, you now have to fulfill your promise. All of business is just these 4 steps. So if you have these 4 steps, there's no reason for you not to make money. Obviously, your offer might be really bad. Nobody might want it. Your marketing might be bad and it might not really speak to the right people. But those 4 steps is all you need. And shockingly, that's what I do as well. These videos, they serve to help people, but they also act as my marketing. And my offer is that you will make $1,500 online in the next 60 days, otherwise you don't pay me. I literally show you the full roadmap. I message you every day to ensure that you're doing the work. So there's basically no way you can fail unless you literally just stop doing the work. If you do the work, you will succeed. So click the link in the description to book a call with me. Anyway, that call to action aside, I need to do call to actions to be a good businessman. So now that that's done, on to the rest of the advice. And the biggest problem in business, after I just told you that every business works, it's basically 4 steps no matter what business you do, is that people just don't do it. They know what they need to do to succeed, but it just seems too simple, so they don't do it. People are more willing to go through all the pain of a 9-to-5 job, 9 hours minimum of pain per day, boredom, taking shit from their boss, over just working a few hours per day and making money online. They'd rather have the certainty of a job, even though business is just as certain if you put in the work. And these people, they're not really lazy. Laziness isn't the problem. It's the fact that they doubt themselves. They get anxieties about it, and they think that for some reason, them personally, they are cursed and they can't make money on the internet for whatever reason, no matter what they try. People don't want to believe that it's that simple, so they do some BS blue ocean research, spend months trying to figure out a business strategy when in reality, it's a massive waste of time. And these people, they do this before they even make their first $1,000 online. The big problem is that they don't believe they can make this $1,000, so they make up all this stuff, do all this research to try and justify to themselves that maybe if they do it, they're going to be able to, when in reality, if they just did the damn work, they would be able to do it. If you don't think that you can make $1,000 on the internet, how on earth are you going to make $10,000? You need to start by thinking and believing that $10,000 is nothing, because with enough work, dedication, and not even that much experience, to be honest, it's possible. Anyone can do it within 6 months. The price of an average house in the UK is like £250,000. In the US, it's a little bit better, but it's still in the hundreds of thousands. How on earth are you going to afford anything if you earn £1,162 per month? Even if it's double that and you earn $2,500 after taxes, it's still a tiny fraction per month of what you need to afford basic things like a house. So you're watching this and you might think you're immune to this, and you're probably ambitious if you're watching this video and you're dedicated and you want to make this work. But believe me, the following advice is still going to be useful for you. Don't discount it. Don't think I'm consistent, that doesn't apply to me, because people that I work with didn't think it applied to them, and it did. So listen up. Since I've been working one-to-one with people, I've always designed my clients these individualized roadmaps. So if they follow the roadmap, they will succeed. And I thought, surely if I just check in with them, make sure they're doing it, that will be enough. But that wasn't the case, because I found that even though I still checked in with those people, some of them just didn't follow the roadmap. I noticed a trend though. People that went to the gym or did something else consistently and had this structure to their life, those people did a lot better than the people that just had random schedules. So I started experimenting. I started trying to find ways to incentivize them and to get them to do the work. And this is a very unsexy answer that you might not even think applies to you, but trust me, it does. The people that I got to start self-improvement, they made a massive change in their life almost immediately. Within 2 or 3 days, they were insanely productive compared to what they were before. The reason that some people just can't get the work done is because there's something in their head that's just a little bit messed up. As bad as that sounds, they have brain fog, they have addictions, and it just doesn't let them do the work. It's not what work to do. Like I said, in this video, I told you, it's very simple to make money. It's not the what, it's the who. The person that just gets started, doesn't have any of these anxieties, and follows the roadmap and does the work will succeed. It's who, not what. The first thing you need to do is to have a morning routine. Wake up at the same time every day, do a few good habits, and then if you can start working on your business immediately, do it. This reduces the friction of starting stuff by an incredible amount. You will just wake up and find yourself naturally progressing to your work. Whereas now, you might be overthinking it. You might even waste 30 minutes on your phone before you get started with work. And that happened to me frequently before I had a morning routine. So make sure you implement one. The next habits I'm going to tell you to do are going to sound stupid. It's going to sound really irrelevant and like it won't help you do your work. But remember what I said. The clients that I have doing habits, self-improvement every day do way better than the ones that don't. So the first thing you need to do is meditation to clear your mind. Ideally at the same time every day for at least 5 minutes, but do up to 20 minutes if you can. The second thing you need to do is gratitude. Think of some things you're grateful for. Write down some things that you're grateful for. This has an incredible effect on you, whether you notice it or not. I realized that when I did this for, I think about a week, I started just randomly thinking about things I'm grateful for throughout my day. And it's just this general 20% mood boost that you permanently have. The next thing you need to do is exercise. Every day if possible, if not, at least 3 times a week. And if you can, do it outside. This has a massive benefits for your motivation, and it obviously increases your health as well, but it will make your work better. And the last thing that's kind of self-improvement-y that really helped me with my work is not using social media before a certain time of day. For me personally, I try not to go on Instagram, Facebook, or any of these apps until after 3 p.m. All of these things might sound irrelevant to you when it comes to making money online, but trust me, they make a bigger difference than literally everything else. And the reason for that is that they increase your baseline dopamine levels in your brain. And dopamine is what controls your motivation, which then lets you actually do your work. If you indulge in bad habits, if you don't exercise and do everything like not have a routine, your dopamine levels will be incredibly low. Your baseline dopamine won't be enough for you to actually want to start work. So starting anything will feel like this monumental task. Remember, the same thing was true in my case. I've told this story many times, but I tried starting businesses for years when I was this fat, undisciplined Brian. But when I lost the weight and I started meditating and I started being grateful for things in my life and I controlled my social media use, that was when I succeeded. Remember the topic of this video. It's easier to make money on the internet than making money at a job if you just put in the work. Stop letting your brain get in the way. To work with me one-to-one, click the link in the description. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.